E aí, moçada, quem tá falando aqui é o Bruno. E nesse vídeo vamos jogar só mais 5 minutos de A Golden Wake. No episódio passado a gente resolveu o primeiro puzzle, conseguiu vender uma casa pro carinha que tava meio indeciso. Vamos dar prosseguimento aqui nessa aventura. Deixa eu falar com ele ali.
Mr. Dammers?
No time for beating gums now, Banks. I'm busy. You did a good job here today, son. Call it a day, and I'm sure good things will be coming your way soon.
Ok, então vamos vazar, né? Já que não há nada pra fazer aqui mais. Como é que a gente sai daqui? Aqui. Voltar pra lá. Pro hotel? Vamos no hotel.
Mr. Banks, I have a message for you when you get a chance.
Ok.
Excuse me.
How may I help you, sir?
You said you had a message for me.
Yes, sir. From George Merrick at the Coral Gables
Aí,
sales
ó.
office. He's asked you to stop by at your earliest convenience.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Vamos lá. Vamos ver o que esse cara quer. Vou pra lá ou não vou? Agora tá vazio aqui.
Pardon me, miss.
What may I do for you, sir?
I got a message from Mr. Merrick asking me to see him.
Ah, yes, he's expecting you, Mr. Banks. Go ahead and knock on his door there.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Thank you, sir.
Vamos ver, vamos lá, vamos lá. Aí, ó.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Mr. Merrick. I'm Alfred Banks. You wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, of course, Mr. Banks. Please come in. Make yourself at home. Please, have a seat.
Me apresentar primeiro, né?
It really is a pleasure to finally meet you, Mr. Merrick. Like I said, my name is Alfred Banks, and
I know who you are, Mr. Banks. I was well aware of your father's work up north. It seems apparent that you are eagerly following in his footsteps. You've gotten my attention. Now let's see how serious you really are. I see great potential in you, but a good sales agent needs more than just talent. He needs ability and know-how.
I've got those in spades.
You're certainly confident, I'll give you that. In any case, I have a few small setbacks which I need to deal with, and I think they will serve as an excellent proving ground for you.
Proving ground?
Think of it as an extended job interview.
I'm all ears. What do you need?
I can give you more details as you need them, but currently I'm faced with 3 concerns. The first is a man living on a prime piece of land who is refusing to sell. The second is my need for quality advertising. And the third is getting back some stolen design plans.
What's the story with the holdout?
There's a stretch of land which is of great interest to me in the area of Anastasia Avenue. Currently, the land is owned by an individual who has no interest in selling it. He's built himself a home there and understandably wants to keep it. Unfortunately, business is business, and I need that land to complete a very important project. I need you to convince the gentleman to sell.
E sobre a publicidade?
What about your need for publicity?
Any project, no matter how good it is doomed to fail if nobody knows about it. I've managed to secure some decent advertising, but I feel we need something more. The story of Coral Gables needs to make headlines. I'd like you to head over to the Miami Herald building and see if you can befriend a reporter or two. Having a journalist in our corner would do wonders for our advertising.
Ok. E esses planos
What
roubados?
about your design plans?
I regret to say that a set of design plans were stolen from my office a few weeks ago by a man claiming to want a job interview. In reality, he was a spy, sent from my competitor Orrin Riley's real estate company. Riley still has my plans, but 2 can play his game. Since you're a fresh face in town, I need you to infiltrate his company and take back the plans. I'll have my secretary set up an interview for you later today. And here, Take this set of dummy plans and leave it in place of the real ones so Riley doesn't get suspicious.
Infiltrate his company? What will that entail exactly?
My guess is that Riley will have the plans stored away in his office someplace. You may need to do a bit of searching. Are you comfortable with that? I know it's asking for quite a bit.
I think so, sir. I'll do as much as I can within legal means.
Of course. I'm not asking you to commit any crimes. After all, you're just taking back something that was already stolen. Think of it as a repossession.
Ok.
I'll just get to it then.
I wish you the best of luck. Although, you seem the type who makes his own luck. I have a feeling I can expect great things from you.
Bora então. Ele tá, já vai planejar a entrevista, ok. Vamos ver se já está disponível. Tudo aí. Então, Miami Herald, Riley Real Estate e a casa que o cara não quer vender. Vamos lá, vamos nesse lugar primeiro.
Yes? May I help you?
Sim.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Alfred Banks, and...
Whatever it is you're selling, I'm not interested.
Ah, but I'm not here to sell you anything. In fact, quite the contrary.
Oh, I see. Merrick sent you, didn't he?
Well, yes, he did.
Look, you can go back and tell him exactly what I told all the others. Nothing doing. I bought this land before he got his little vision, and I intend to keep it. I tried appeasing him by building my house to match his Mediterranean style, but apparently even that wasn't good enough. I did everything by the book and filed all the proper paperwork. You tell Merrick he'll get me off this land when I'm no longer drawing breath. Good day to you, sir.
Oops. Vamos tentar falar com ele de novo. Achei que ia ter alguma outra coisa aqui atrás, escondido. Vamos bater, vamos insistir nesse cara aí.
You again? What do you want?
Sir, I really just want to have a chat.
I know your game. You vipers are just trying to trick me, and before I know it, you'll be flim-flamming me into signing some paper handing over my land. Well, you can just forget it. I've worked too hard on this house to just let it go. The paperwork alone was a nightmare and a half. Nothing you can say will convince me to sell my land. Nothing. Good day to you, sir.
Vamos de novo.
You again? What do you want?
Sir, I really just want to have a chat.
I know your game. You
Então
vipers
agora
are just
começa a
trying to trick me,
repetir.
and before I know it, you'll be flim-flamming me into
Descobri
signing some
alguma coisa
paper
aqui.
handing over my land. Well, you can just forget it. I've worked too hard on this house to just let it go. The paperwork alone was a nightmare and a half. Nothing you can... Good day to you.
Ok. A gente volta aqui depois. Vamos primeiro então lá no... fazer amigos lá no Miami Herald.
Quite an operation they've got going on in here.
Hello, sir. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Sure.
May I have a moment?
You may.
I'm Alfred Banks, and I believe you have the advantage.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas.
Pleasure. What is it you do around here, Miss Douglas?
I write articles, conduct interviews, and investigate stories. I'm what's commonly referred to in this business as a reporter.
I suppose that was a bit of a silly question on my part.
Well, at least you can admit to it. That puts you ahead of most.
Anything you can tell me about Miami?
When I first got here, this was no more than a glorified railroad terminal. There were less than 5,000 people and the streets were made of white dust. Now we've got hundreds, if not thousands, of new faces showing up every day and are constantly expanding. I bet it won't be long before some other fool tries draining the Everglades to make more room.
Do you enjoy your work here?
I do, although to be completely frank, it's gotten a bit tedious. Granted, what I'm doing now is much better than what I did when I started, that being the society column. Back then, things were so slow I made up half my stories.
It certainly seems like there's a lot going on in town these days.
I won't argue with you on that point. but we'll see what the future brings. Maybe I'll take a crack at going out on my own. We've managed to get the vote. I see no reason why a woman can't make a name for herself as a freelance writer.
Olha aí.
Have you reported anything on George Merrick's Coral Gables project?
Don't know that I'd have to. He spent a small fortune on advertising. I doubt there's a single person in town who hasn't heard of it by now.
That may not exactly be the case. Mr. Merrick asked me to come here and inquire about possibly getting someone to do a bit of publicity for him.
Ah, suddenly it all becomes clear. Let's get something straight right now. I'm not some dumb Dora at anyone's beck and call. If Merrick wants a reporter in his pocket, it'll have to be someone else. I'm far too busy to find myself on the leash of some land developer and his cronies.
Ok. Deixa eu conversar com outros
I'll see
caras
you
aqui.
around.
Count on it.
É só ela? Então.
May I have a moment?
You may.
Now, let's not be so hasty. I'm sure Mr. Merrick isn't looking for a lapdog, just someone who can provide some help. Maybe we can reach some sort of agreement.
Now that you mention it, maybe we can. Okay,
Olha aí,
I'll
todo mundo
help
tem
you out
preço.
if you do me a favor first.
Name it.
There's a story I've been following, but I've hit a bit of a roadblock. Are you familiar with Jeremiah Miller?
Afraid not. Who is he?
He's a local politician, county commissioner in fact, very outspoken on the subject of prohibition. I have reason to believe, however, that he's full of hot air. Unfortunately, I've never been able to get close enough to him to see if my hunch is right.
So, where do I come in?
Miller enjoys spending his time at the Miami Men's Club on Brickell Avenue. I figure if he's going to indulge in any illicit pastimes, that would be his ideal spot. As I am of the fairer sex and therefore not allowed inside, I need someone I can trust to get in there and see if I'm right.
And you trust me?
Not particularly, but you're my best hope, and you need my help. So I figured you've got the best chance of actually getting this done.
So, if I catch Miller in the act, what then?
Bring me some sort of proof of his hypocrisy, be it a photograph or a signed confession. I'm not fussy.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see you around.
Então a gente vai precisar de uma câmera. Aqui a gente não vai conseguir pegar. Como é que a gente pode arrumar uma câmera? Vamos lá no Real Estate. Pra so-called interview. Fake plans, note, money, photography. Okay.
Pardon me, miss.
What can I help you with, sir?
I have an interview scheduled with Mr. Riley today.
I see. And your name is?
Alfred Banks.
Just a minute.
Were you going to let him know I'm here?
Huh? Oh, right. Hey, Mr. Riley, you got someone here to see you.
I think I could have done that myself.
Go ahead and go through the door there.
Of course. Thank you.
Bela secretária.
What can I do for you, young man?
Hello, Mr. Riley. My name is Alfred Banks, and I'm here for a job interview.
Ah, yes, of course. My secretary informed me you'd be coming in. I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a hurry today, however. I have a very important appointment I must depart for in about 15 minutes.
Then I suppose we should get this over with as soon as possible.
Yes, of course. Well, let's begin. Why don't we start off by you telling me a bit about yourself?
I'm actually surprised you don't recognize my name. Plenty of people knew my father, Hiram Banks. I've been working at the family company the past few years, but decided to come down here and shine on my own.
You don't say. What made you get into real estate?
I wanted to follow in the footsteps of my father.
Honoring the family business. I greatly respect that. In a way, I'm a bit envious. I don't have any sons, so my business will eventually go to someone else. But I still value family. It's really the most important part of my life. But listen to me babbling. Let's get back to the interview. Now, what do you think you can bring to this company?
You can help expand the company.
I have business know-how and can help expand your company. My father was a partner at the firm I used to work at, and I learned quite a bit from him.
Well, Banks, I must say, you seem to be a very promising candidate. I'll have my secretary contact you in a few days. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must run. I have to meet my daughter for dinner, and I don't want to be late. A word of advice, Banks. As great as this business will make you feel, you are nobody if you haven't got someone who loves you. My daughter, for instance, means the world to me. I always want her to be around, which is why I've got these paintings of her in my office. But I digress. Let me show you back out.
Não consegui entrar.
Good day to you, Banks. Caroline, hold my calls.
Vou conversar com ela aqui. Vamos ver.
Pardon me, miss.
What can I help you with, sir?
You seem very relaxed.
Do I? Well, I'll have you know I'm anything but. Why, just this afternoon I have an appointment with my pedicurist. Then first thing tomorrow morning it's off to the day spa. And then I have to go to the hair salon.
I get the point, miss. I really sympathize with your plight.
Oh, well, ain't you a sweetheart?
I'm afraid I need to get back into Mr. Riley's office.
Oh? Why is that?
I left something behind in there during my interview.
Oh, I see. Go ahead and get it. I never lock the door when Mr. Riley is out anyway.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate the help.
Vamos lá. Vamos achar esses documentos. Deve estar atrás de dessas pinturas. Não? Aí, ó. E aí? Qual a senha? Caramba, assim não vai dar certo não. A gente tem que descobrir essa senha. Eu não posso sair agora. O negócio tá aqui dentro. Tem 23. (23 de maio de 1918). 2318. Será que essa é a senha? Como é que eu... 2318. Não. Maio 2318. Como é que eu... Deixa eu sair, entrar de novo. Vou tentar 05 maio, né? 2318. Não? Não. O que tem nesse note? Break dance, introduce yourself, tell a story, sell your pitch. Ok. Not helpful. Caramba, como é que eu vou fazer para abrir isso aqui? O único número que eu tenho lá é aquele 2318. Deixa eu ver, é 18 mesmo. Às vezes eu tô confundindo, hein? Não dá pra ver direito. Ah, 13. É 13. Com maio ou sem maio? Vou colocar 2313 primeiro. 23. É 23? É. 13. Não. Então vamos tentar. Deixa eu conferir se é 23 mesmo. É. 27. Aquilo é 27, então 27, 13. 27, 27, 13. Não. Então vamos tentar maio, 27, 13. Não sei se eu preciso sair depois que eu apertei aqui, deve zerar. Então, maio, 0, 5, 27, ó. Sem o 13? Ó. Ok. Thanks.
Pardon me, miss.
What can I help you with, sir?
I appreciate the help.
Vaza. Bom, primeiro passo feito. Smooth Criminal. Então vamos no clube lá.
Begging your pardon, my good man.
Yes?
This seems a rather exclusive establishment.
Yes, sir, it is. Did you need something in particular, or did you prefer to stand around all day discussing the obvious?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that someone wanted to join your club. How would one go about doing so?
It's a rather simple three-step process. 1, you have to be a man. I believe you've already met that requirement. 2, you must prove your pedigree. We don't just allow anyone in off the street. Finally, you need to have a respected member of the community vouch for you. Once you've done that, it's a simple matter of waiting to be contacted for approval.
Ok.
I didn't catch your name.
That's because I didn't pitch it. You can call me Morris if you need anything. Of course, how much I'll actually be able to serve you remains to be seen.
Morris. Any relation to Evan Morris from New York?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, well, I guess that helps my chances of getting into this club, at least. Are you familiar with a gentleman by the name of Jeremiah Miller?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Come on, I know for a fact that he's a member of this club.
Then why did you ask me?
Because I want to know what you know about him.
As I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss members of this club with non-members. I'm sure you understand.
Ok.
I'm afraid I must be going.
Good day to you, sir.
Talvez Merrick. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo.
Begging your pardon, sir, but where exactly do you think you're going? Only members of this club are allowed in there, and I don't believe that you are one.
E aqui? Você deixou eu ir aqui? Lock it. Great. Provavelmente o Merrick pode ser o cara que vai me colocar para dentro desse clube. Mas eu preciso de resolver esse problema. Bom, mas eu vou resolver isso no próximo episódio. Por hoje é só. Curta o vídeo se gostou, dê o like lá, compartilhe com os amigos e até a próxima.